Have you seen dumb right-wingers go after Fantano who made a response/apology and they're still calling him a racist? I saw like a DJ Academics post, but let's watch the video. This gets brought up every few years. I had never heard of that.
Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and in case you haven't noticed, I'm getting torn apart on Twitter, which is nothing new for me personally, but the discourse seems to have reached a fever pitch that's making a lot of people concerned and angry and even thinking I'm covertly a racist, bigoted person. Now, these are the same sorts of allegations that I have fought against and won before, and I'm happy to do it again because I have nothing to hide and I know they're not true. I don't want to waste anyone's time, so let's just get straight into it. With Exhibit A, this clip right here, which has just been going absolutely viral, and here's my explanation for it. Early on in my YouTube career, I had some pretty lax views when it came to quoting the language of others, and my point of view was, what does it matter? It's not me saying it. I'm relaying a lyric or a sentiment or a point of view expressed by someone else. I'm even embarrassed to say that I don't think it was until like a few years ago that I actually changed and censored the text of this 2014 Death Grips review title. And as you can see in the comments of this video, there's even a lot of discourse and jokes flying around about me not saying the title. And at the time, this sort of thing left me feeling like this is more or less a moral gray area. I extended this attitude into other pieces of content I've made, like this one, where it is also clear I am quoting someone even in the tightly edited state this clip has been presented in. And the reason I'm doing so,
yeah, I love Anthony Fantano. I think he's a great dude. And I knew that he, like, I didn't know the extent of it, but I knew that he was like an edgy guy, right? By the way, not a fucking defense of people being racist, okay? Before people just like slam words into my mouth and just be like, mah, 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 white guy defending another white guy. None of that. And he is now exactly the type of dude who would never allow that either. I don't think he would defend himself using these words and anything like that. Yeah, he's great. A white telling the black community who's allowed in the culture and who isn't. I don't care. Dude. That's on you, man. If you think that he's like a cultural gatekeeper for black culture as a white guy, I don't know what to tell you. No, he's just a fucking music critic, man. Holy fuck. He's a music critic. He's a music critic. He's a music critic. He's a music critic. What he did was inappropriate. Okay? That's it. And I'm sure he'll explain how he also, this does not reflect who he is now.
Is to voice disagreement with calling people racial and homophobic slurs as a bit, which is what the original content creator I was quoting was doing. And he himself has since apologized for this whole era of his career, but I'm not getting deeper into.
I guess he's talking about like iDubbbz. Is that what you guys were saying? I'm piecing it together. Oh. It's so funny how quick people get whipped up into a frenzy when directed by like horribly racist right-wingers that will cynically weaponize cancel culture shit, and everybody hates it normally. Like, everybody's supposed to hate it, but I mean, this is the classic like 2016 era shit where it's like you said something fucked up 12 years ago, 13 years ago, and every couple of years we're just gonna keep recirculating it to get people mad at you. It's like, yeah, everyone has done something up, okay? Some way more severe than others. What you have to focus on is who this person is now, who they became, okay? That's it. Not even right-wingers, is academics, Lackey, and certified Jared Drake writer. First of all, academics is a right-winger. What are we talking about? It's just the overload of Ack fans, Drake stands, and people that hate his music. He's acknowledged and talked about these things many times, which sucks. Fantano has done plenty of work promoting artists and expressing humility within his views. So this is silly in retrospect. Meanwhile, people like Tucker Carlson exist. I know. In a weird way, I think this does make like, this is a broad thing that I'm going to say. There's no defense for white people behaving in a racist way throughout their past, okay? This is not a defense of this whatsoever. I will say, however, that we do have this attitude on the left where we just constantly forget that people have the capacity to evolve and change. And not only that, but we also let right-wingers tune us up so much. We just eat that bait every time, dude. And I don't know what the best possible way to go about it is. Like, I don't know how, because like this is not like this is not to say that like you should let people be racist, you know what I mean? And think about the way I'm even talking about this issue. Like, I have to qualify it a million times over. I don't know. Look, no matter what happens, I'm a white guy talking about another white dude, okay, who has done fucked up things in the past, okay? Things that he has learned from, things that he's grown out of. I care about what a person represents now far more than what they've done in the past, okay? The reason why I try to push this a little bit is because, like, it does play a role. It does. See, look, this is what I mean. This is what Sean was talking about. You're too charitable. You really just need to talk to him. Do you think Anthony Fantano's a fucking racist? Do you? Like, what are you talking about? This is an indefensible position. It literally shuts off the any sort of productive conversation from being had. It shuts off any sort of productive conversation from being had whatsoever around this issue. This is a major problem for the left. 100%. This is not to say, like, we should make excuses for racists, okay? Or, oh, well, they apologize. If you don't want to fucking forgive someone for not checking themselves, not recognizing their privilege early on, and behaving in a way that is racist and harmful, then that's on you, okay? But if you want to think about, like, any sort of broader shift, broader ideological shift that we can bring people on board to, you have to be, no matter what happens, you have to be a little bit more open-minded about people's capacity to change. That's it. We have to find a way, and I don't know how, but we have to find a way to, like, overcome this tendency that we all have for substituting self-defense for purity, because the interest, I think, is reasonable. It's not always coming from a place of just like fuck everyone else. It's not always coming from a place where it's like entirely about ideological purity and maintaining it. I think it comes from a place of self-defense. Leftists understand that social conditioning plays a formative role in people's development, and it's directed off of the material conditions that we exist under. If you live in a racist country, then yeah, most people, especially white people, and even black people, will exhibit racist tendencies. What is the byproduct of that? The byproduct of that is that people are obviously going to reflect those values. People are going to be careless. People are going to say fucked up shit. You're going to experience microaggressions. This isn't to say that it's appropriate, good, and you should just suck it the fuck up. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm simply saying is we have to approach the issue with that recognition, and as long as someone overcomes that social conditioning, be a little bit more charitable to people that we understand have made mistakes in the past and are no longer repeating said mistakes, and as a matter of fact have become active defenders against those unjustifiable hierarchies. Because from the outside, I think there's a lot of people in the margins that look at stuff like this and they go, oh, well, I mean, look at this guy. He apologized profusely, and people are still eating their alive. Like, it comes across as it's not only unproductive, but it also comes across as like repulsive to normies in general. It's also not really reflective of how normies view things anyway. I don't get it. I try to do to be fair, normal people do the same shit. No, they don't. One, because I myself had opinions that I've reformed on, as you guys know. It's not a secret, okay? And two, it just shuts off the idea, the fundamental idea that leftists should believe in, which is people's capacity to change for the better, okay? It's something that I have been yelled at for years and years. And thank God I never fucking listened to people. And I will consistently continue to defend this principle till the day I die. This is not making an excuse for racism. This is not making an excuse for continuation, but I have always explained to you that we all have an intersectionality of privilege, okay? Every last one of us have privileged blind sides born out of one privilege that we exhibit over another, okay? Especially when you focus on the entire planet. All of a sudden, when we talk about like an internationalist perspective, for example. And plenty of people do that, by the way. Plenty of people do actually experience that blind spot. We all have these blind spots. And the goal should always be to work on them, to become more understanding and to allow others to grow as well in the process. You're mixing two different conversations that are going on. No, these two things are directly related to one another. Read my older chat. Forgiving for growth conversation is what you're talking about, but what the other chats are referencing is a conversation around Sean, Mike, and Gremlo. I have no idea what that conversation is. I have not paid attention to it whatsoever. Is that the reason why people are like yelling at me in the chat? Because I have no fucking clue what you guys are even remotely talking about. Yeah, dude, you're missing a big convo. I mean, I guess.
The weeds than that, because this video isn't about him. Because the fact of the matter is, I should have and
he's not missing it. Y'all brought it up with no fucking context. Now Hasana's trying to play catch up while running defense against the freaks in the chat, calling him racist. Yeah, I don't know what people are talking about on that front. What is this? This week has just revealed that an overwhelming amount of people who identify leftists are devoid of practice in education, especially about marginalized communities, and they just take whatever take is spewed by big names. That is scary. Oh. Okay, well, anyway, let's get back to Fantano.
could have just censored myself while pointing this behavior out. But unfortunately,
please don't get defensive is literally not just about you. No, I don't even, okay, I wasn't. The only identity is class identity. We're not libs, we're leftists. Open your eyes, chatters. No, I have class first politics. This is true. You've caught me. But this doesn't mean that race does not play a major role. Oh my God, you are doing it. Holy fucking airball. What is the airball? This is something that I've said a million times over. This is not my first time having this conversation. If you guys think that this is not a conversation that was taking place when, once again, I had, 100 people in this community versus right now, you'd be wrong. Here, I'll give you an example. The famous Lee Atwater quote of using racial dynamics in racial politics is a decent way to understand this, right? The ultimate goal is to deprive people of social safety nets. But the way to try and successfully get that across is to talk about welfare queens, like a heavily racialized element, to make it seem to get white people on board with their own personal demise. I think you are either missing the point or intentionally avoiding it. No, I'm not. I am missing the point, I guess. How about you listen to actual critique instead of getting defensive? I'm not being defensive. This is one of the more annoying aspects of this conversation because it literally turns into people just being like, you're being pretty defensive, bud, instead of telling me what the critique is. What is the critique? That's kind of the issue with this convo. It hasn't stopped happening in 5 years. And since then, how many marginalized streamers have been chased off the platform? Chatty hasn't been in the convos of this week. Calm down. Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck anyone is talking about. I don't know. But I would expect people to at least have some shareability and to tell me what the issue is. I literally don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. But here, look at this. Can you remind these folks that POC people need to differentiate themselves from black issues? The conflating of experiences non-black POC is a form of anti-black erasure. This isn't the reason why we're not going to get healthcare, but it certainly doesn't help. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do we're never getting healthcare because of this. It's not, this isn't the reason, but it's certainly not helpful. But anyway, none of this has anything to do with what I was talking about with respect to Anthony Fantano. So I don't know why chatters were trying to fucking slam that in to that conversation.
And I feel this way now because of an important realization I only made after tons and tons of people were watching me, that I don't make content just for me, I do it for an audience. And I can't dictate what anyone watching may or may not find harmful or offensive. No more than with a review, I can dictate what music you do or don't like. So I would rather err on the side of caution and not hurt anyone by explicitly voicing language that doesn't exist in a vacuum, even if I am quoting it. And that's actually been my approach for a very long time now. I mean, this clip may be new to you, but it's actually almost 10 years old. If this was ever something I made a regular habit of doing, believe me, you'd be seeing more examples than this. All I can do is take ownership of having quoted these words in this way, and obviously say that I'm sorry, which I am in fact sorry about this. Now, there are going to be some people watching this video who will say, no, that's not enough. I know you're a racist, which I guess this is the clip.
Vegan invited me to an event that taught me about PETA's buying guide / neoliberal whiteness and Trayvon Martin. Okay.
Dude, Trayvon. I was thinking Trey Melvin. I had a big thing with Trey Melvin.
Which I will agree, that doesn't look good. But believe it or not, the way this clip has been presented is a lie, and it's been heavily edited too. First off, I gotta say the Drunken Peasants podcast where I was appearing in that clip is explicitly not a right-wing podcast. While yeah, it's true the show has featured a pretty wild range of guests over the years and the humor tends to run a bit edgy, they also regularly make fun of right-wingers, alt-right psychopaths, and the president. And in this clip that you just saw, I'm reading a super chat that is on the screen that was sent in by a viewer of the show. And the reason I'm jumping into reading it is that partially it is a dig at me, because on the show it's not exactly a secret that I'm an openly liberal vegan. And from there, here is what actually happens.
A vegan invited me to an event that taught me about PETA's buying guide / neoliberal whiteness and Trayvon Martin. Okay.
Dude, Trayvon. I was gonna.
You're such an.
I was gonna say Trey Melvin, but it's no Trayvon Martin.
Man,
totally
you're
different.
so. You know what, Jeff? You're so right wing.
As you can see there, that is not the clip that is getting passed around. In this original clip, Jeff Holiday there on the podcast doesn't even finish his sentence. He apparently gets Trayvon Martin mixed up with someone else entirely, and I even call him a moron. Because that is obviously something a fucking moron would communicate. So, voila, that's actually what happened in that clip. With all that being said, I realized a long time ago that I really do need to be careful about who I talk to.
I hope you do talk to Sean about this, even if it's off stream. He realized the really important points about how leftists can reach marginalized audiences better and build a truly diverse coalition. I think the community really needs to hear it. I'm not sure I get your meaning, but I'll say there's no hope for a leftist movement that is segregated, and that's how it's been forming, and I've noticed it for years. These divides need to be bridged, and Hassan is good at building bridges. I mean, I try, but I'll be honest with you. These kinds of conversations are ultimately, and people are going to get mad at me for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. These kinds of conversations are hyper niche, okay? The average person's political understanding is so far removed from this that when they see it from the outside, and it doesn't matter what their background is, black, brown, white, when they see these conversations taking place in a community like this, they go, oh, what the fuck are they talking about? Not a good take? No, I know you're going to say not a good take, Demi Charm. But it is. We look crazy. We look crazy to the average person. You know what the best possible way to do quote unquote political message to the average person is? Don't be a fucking douchebag. This is what this reminds me of, okay?
If we want to defeat capitalism, we are going to need a party that will organize working people to fight for the demands that we want and to win socialism. Thank you so much.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay, is there a speaker against name, chapter, pronoun?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Unc, this is not it. No, to the app. Unc, you're getting defensive, over defensive to a point he's not making. You're doing what Sean is exactly talking about. No, man, I'm saying regardless of the veracity of certain fucking claims being made and certain demands being made to the outsiders that are completely uninitiated to our worldview, regardless of their fucking background, that's how we come across. Like, can you imagine doing discourse like this with, like, I don't know, Black Boy Max and his community? Like, if we're talking from the realm of content creators in general, or like Jason the Ween and his audience, or the AMP boys, like that would be, I think we're talking past one another, okay? And that's the problem. But yes, I will talk to Sean about this. Please stop talking about black issues, Jesus Christ. See, this is what I mean. I'm not going to do that, okay? Shut the fuck up. This is so fucking stupid. Shut the fuck up. What do you mean, brother? What do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? How is this any different than when fucking people come in here and they're like, why do you speak out for the poor? You're rich. That's literally every single thing I've ever done. I'm a white man. I am a fucking rich white man. What, are you stupid? I shouldn't be talking about any of the things that I'm talking about then. What is this? What is this? It's so stupid. They just don't like you. No, that person is a 48-month subscriber. It's not that they don't like me. That they're just fucking tuned up and angry. Yeah, I can only speak on issues that pertain to a 34-year-old dual national American Turkish citizen. Like, what? What does this mean? It's interesting because it's like, even if there is something that I disagree with Sean or with any number of different friends or other content creators, it doesn't matter. I'm not even saying I do have disagreements. I'm saying it still wouldn't matter. We're fundamentally on the same side. And I feel like it's so crazy that people just people are just like fucking writing each other off. Anyway.
What platform I appear on publicly, because in the eyes of the wrong person, any association or appearance can be read as a deep tie or an endorsement of an idea that I don't fucking agree with. So while I know that nobody owes me their forgiveness and I can't control what everyone thinks about me, I'm going to continue to do my best to make sure that I'm not sending across the wrong idea, especially considering a lot of the music I review and endorse on a regular basis deals in some pretty heavy and serious topics that I would be completely in opposition to were I a bigoted weirdo. White supremacy is like really at a fucking peak right now, and because of that, it's vitally important that when things are being called out as legitimately racist, that those accusations actually mean something. But I guess instead what some people would rather do is water down the impact of that, deceptively edit clips.
You should have hand waved this when the video was being spread by a Drake. Yeah, it was DJ Academics that blasted it. I hadn't seen it. I wanted to just hear what he had to say. I don't think Anthony Fantano is racist. I think he was, much like many people in their starting points in America, probably exhibited a lot of, not so great tendencies in the past, but he has actively worked against that. He's dope.